This year would have brought Lou Reed's 80th birthday. As co-founder of the Velvet Underground, the influential 1960s art rock band, he helped change the direction of pop music. As a solo artist, he never stopped experimenting. And as special correspondent Christopher Booker reports, even after Lou Reed's death in 2013, the enigmatic musician's work continues to challenge perceptions.
The retelling of Lou Reed's creative life, currently on display at the New York Public Library, is a tale told with an eclectic mix of objects. There are yearbook photos and posters for old gigs, and a box of his childhood collection of 45s. There are guitars, Tai Chi swords, and petty cash receipts, including this slip for a leather-studded collar. The same collar Reed can be seen wearing on the cover for his 1974 album, Rock and Roll Animal. And while the collection offers a portrait of the work of the famed frontman of the Velvet Underground and celebrated solo artist, those who knew and loved Reed best say there's still a lot to learn.
What I love about this exhibition and what sets it apart from other things really is its scholarship.
Musician and artist Laurie Anderson spent over 20 years by Reed's side. The couple met in the early 90s and married in 2008. It was Anderson who chose the New York Public Library as the home of Reed's archive.
Were there discussions with Lou before he passed about what he wanted to happen with his work?
No, I had to make that up. It was heavy. It was also a big privilege, that he trusted me to do that. In the whole show, I see parts of Lou, but not the real Lou. There's no way you can really do a show about a person. We're really complicated.
And Reed was a complicated artist. The exhibit offers a tour through his work, but the presentation hides the multi-year task of sifting and sorting through all of his materials and creating a clear narrative, the work that fell to archivists Don Fleming and Jason Stern.
I remember moving the boxes from the storage unit into the office, and that was like, I can't remember, it was something like 3, maybe 4, fully packed van rides back and forth.
The process started over 7 years ago. Fleming and Stern serving as detectives and conservationists, gathering stacks of unpublished writings, poetry, and recorded materials.
The important thing was we wanted to determine how much original audio we had, and that was the exciting part, because from the beginning we saw that there was a lot.
Nearly 700 hours worth. But it was what they found in a box in Reed's office near the end of the process that would offer an entirely unexpected and relatively unknown link in the creative life of Lou Reed.
I just thought, this one's weird. What is this?
It was a box that had been mailed from Lou Reed to Lou Reed on May 11th, 1965.
We thought it might be a tape we already had because we knew that Lou had gone into the studio that night at Pickwick, where he was working at the time as a songwriter, and recorded several songs that same exact date that it's stamped on the tape.
At the time, Reed was working as a songwriter for the Queens-based Pickwick Studios, writing little commercial jingles and recording quick, cheap knockoff versions of popular songs, like this 1964 track. But this box did not contain another jingle.
We all had goosebumps sitting there at the studio listening to it come on. I mean, I distinctly remember just like chills, goosebumps, like the whole thing.
Did you have knowledge of this tape?
I'd seen it on the shelf for years in the studio, and I just, like you see things that just don't register. He didn't keep it in a vault or anything like that. It was just something on the shelf.
This tape, which had sat sealed for over 50 years, contains the earliest known recordings of Lou Reed and his Velvet Underground bandmate, John Cale, playing demo versions of some of their most famous songs.
It was like opening up a time capsule and hearing probably the first recording of these hugely important songs, Waiting for the Man, Heroin.
Pale Blue Eyes.
Pale Blue Eyes, yeah.
I'm waiting for the man, words and music, Lou Reed.
So this is really like the prologue to the 50-year body of work that shows you how you get from Lou, the Pickwick studio songwriter guy, to the guy who's in the Velvet Underground.
But the first song on the tape is a song no one had ever heard before, called Man of Good Fortune.
Have we heard this before?
I don't recognize this.
This is like the missing link. This is like a thing that really shows like how he developed into what he became, and I think mainly as really a poet who became a musician, a writer first.
I was 18, my mother, she died.
There are songs about empathy. And this is an incredible thing. They're not about, hey, hey, look at me, or what I need is, or I want to hold your hand. You know, they were like, I'm going to be you for a second and see things through your eyes.
So I learned how to cook and I learned how to sew.
For PBS News Weekend, I'm Christopher Booker.
I made pretty red dresses with pretty red bows.
And you can see the Lou Reed Caught Between the Twisted Stars exhibit at the New York Public Library through March 4th, 2023.